हाय बच्चों, वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल। बच्चों, आज की क्लास में हम लोग सीखने वाले हैं, कुछ हम प्रैक्टिस करेंगे फ्रेजल वर्ब्स एंड इडियम्स से। कुछ सेंटेंसेस हम देखेंगे, हम उनको प्रैक्टिस करेंगे। प्रैक्टिस बच्चों इसलिए बिकॉज देयर आर टू मेनी फ्रेजल वर्ब्स, देयर आर टू मेनी idioms. So how can you remember each and every idiom and each and every phrasal verb? It is a very difficult thing to do. So I'll tell you a technique to remember it. What I do, I make sentences. मैं सेंटेंसेस बनाती हूँ, उसमें वो ईडियम का मीनिंग देख के उस ईडियम को यूज करती हूँ, एंड अल्टीमेटली आई रिमेम्बर द ईडियम्स एंड द फ्रेजल वर्ब्स। ठीक है। तो बच्चों, आज की क्लास में हम लोग वही करेंगे। आई शो यू सम सेंटेंसेस एंड देन कॉन्टेक्चुअल मीनिंग से तो आपको थोड़ा बहुत समझ में आ ही जाएगा, पर अल्टीमेटली वो सेंटेंस को याद रखते हुए हम उसको एक इलस्ट्रेशन के तौर पे, एक विजुअल के तौर पे यूज करते हुए वी ट्राई टू रिमेम्बर द ईडियम। ठीक है। I think it is one of the most effective ways to remember idioms or phrasal verbs. Okay, so first of all, I'll show you some idioms. I'll show you some sentences. In some sentences में बच्चों, you will see some idioms, you will see some phrasal verbs. सबसे पहले, it is an exercise for you. I know हमने सीखा नहीं है, but using your prior knowledge and maybe quite it would be quite difficult, but थोड़ा contextual meaning लगाते हुए आप इन सब का पहले मीनिंग गेस करिए। और देखिए, अगर आपकी कोई प्रायर नॉलेज भी है इस पे, ये सब जो सेंटेंसेस है इसमें जो इडियम्स यूज किए गए हैं वो सही है या नहीं, या फिर इनमें जो फ्रेजल वर्ब्स बच्चों यूज किए गए हैं वो सही है या नहीं। आई गिव यू 2-3 minutes, go through these sentences and then we'll discuss. You have to see whether the phrasal verb or the idiom which are used in these are correct contextually if you have prior knowledge about it. ये आपकी खुद की एक्सरसाइज है। ओके बच्चों, लेट्स सी कि वेदर दीज फ्रेजल वर्ब्स या idioms जो इसमें यूज किए हुए हैं वो सही है या नहीं। तो दीज आर द करेक्ट आंसर्स। he tried to bite the bullet he tried to bite the bullet but end up backing out from the challenge. Okay, हम वन बाय वन हम इनको समझेंगे भी। इट इज जस्ट फॉर यू टू चेक अगर आपने इसको किया तो। she said she would let the cat out of the bag but gave up instead. I wanted to hit the nail on the head, but it fell apart before I could start. They beat around the bush, but eventually turned down the opportunity. So these were the correct forms. These were the correct idioms and the phrasal verbs that should have been used in the places in which I've used the wrong ones. ठीक है। ओके, आगे बढ़ते हैं बच्चों। अब वन बाय वन हम इसको देखते हैं। जिन लोगों को अभी नहीं आया, दैट इज ओके। हम लोग सीखने के लिए ही हैं। एंड फ्रॉम दिस आई एम ट्राइंग टू शो यू कि आप सेंटेंसेस में कैसे इनको याद रख सकते हो। थोड़ा सा इजी होता है जब आप सेंटेंसेस से इसको कनेक्ट करते हो। तो सबसे पहला जो बच्चों सेंटेंस वाज, ही ट्राइड टू बाइट द बुलेट बट एंड अप बैकिंग आउट फ्रॉम द चैलेंज। ठीक है बच्चों, इसमें एक इडियम है बाइट द बुलेट। नाउ व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ बाइट द बुलेट? बाइट द बुलेट का मतलब होता है कि किसी भी डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन को या किसी भी अनप्लेजेंट सिचुएशन को बहुत ब्रेवली फेस करना। टू फेस अ डिफिकल्ट और अनप्लेजेंट सिचुएशन विद करेज। करेज के साथ किसी भी बुरे चैलेंज किसी भी चैलेंज को या किसी एडवर्स कंडीशन को फेस करना, टू बाइट द बुलेट, एज द नेम सजेस्ट, टू बाइट द बुलेट, मतलब कि टू फेस समथिंग इन अ वेरी ब्रेव मैनर, सो दैट इज बाइट द बुलेट। अभी इसका एग्जाम्पल भी है, ही डिड नॉट वांट टू मूव but he had to bite the bullet and relocate for his job, मतलब कि उसको मूव नहीं करना था, but he faced that difficult situation with courage and relocated for his job. This is how it is used. Again, there is one phrasal verb in this which is backing out. What is the meaning of to back out? Back out तो बच्चे बहुत commonly हम बोलते हैं और सुनते हैं कि भाई अब end में back out मत कर। back out मतलब कि to withdraw from any commitment or agreement। तो बोलते हैं ना कि गोवा का प्लान बनाते हैं लेकिन हमेशा बैक आउट करता है। बैकआउट मतलब कि टू विड्रॉ, टू गिव अप ऑन, या फिर किसी चीज से निकल जाना, किसी अग्रीमेंट से निकल जाना, किसी कमिटमेंट को मना कर देना, दैट इज बैकिंग आउट। कि एंड टाइम पे बैक आउट मत करना, आई एम राइटिंग योर नेम फॉर इट बट डोंट बैक आउट एट द एंड। सो वी यूज दिस फ्रेजल वर्ब, दिस इज अ वेरी कॉमन फ्रेजल वर्ब। ठीक है। सो नाउ बच्चों, व्हाट वुड बी द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस? अब थोड़ा सा मीनिंग गेस करो, सिंस यू नो द मीनिंग ऑफ बोथ ऑफ द दिस idiom एंड दिस phrasal verb, तो मीनिंग गेस करो। बच्चों इस सेंटेंस का मतलब हुआ कि he tried to bite the bullet but end up but ended up backing out from the challenge. It means he wanted to face a problem, he wanted to bite the bullet, and even he tried to bite the bullet, but he gave up in the end. He wanted to bite the bullet, he wanted to face a difficult situation, but he gave up in the end. But ended up backing out from the challenge. It means he wanted to face the problem, but gave up in the end. So the meaning of the sentence is this. Next, let's see the next one. Okay. She said she let the cat out of the bag, but gave up instead. Okay. Let us understand पहले idioms का meaning क्या है, फिर sentence का मतलब समझेंगे। Let the cat out of the bag का मतलब क्या होता है? To reveal, to accidentally reveal a secret। किसी भी सीक्रेट को ना एक्सीडेंटली जब हम रिवील कर देते हैं, मतलब बोलते बोलते जब बातों में निकल जाता है, कभी कुछ सीक्रेट जो आपको रखना होता है बट वो बोलते बोलते कभी निकल जाता है, तो इट मीन्स दैट यू लेट द कैट आउट ऑफ द बैग। यू कैन रिमेम्बर इट इन अ वे दैट यू हैव बॉट अ कैट। आप कैट चलो कहीं से लेके नहीं आए, आपने खरीदा नहीं, आप कहीं से लेके आए, एंड यू वांट टू हाइड इट फ्रॉम योर पेरेंट्स बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली पेरेंट्स आर नॉट ऑलवेज इन द फेवर ऑफ पेट्स, है ना। तो आप उसको छुपा के रख रहे हो अपने बैग के अंदर, बट सडनली वो कैट बाहर आ गई एंड योर पेरेंट्स आर शॉक्ड। So that that you could remember with let the cat out of the bag, that means to accidentally reveal a secret. She let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party before I could stop her. मतलब कि this is my friend and she speaks a lot. She never thinks before speaking, and I'm trying to stop her. Before I could stop her, she let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party. मतलब she revealed about the surprise party and accidentally. This is the meaning of this idiom. Okay. Give up. Giving up again. Giving up का मतलब होता है to stop trying. I give up. I give up मतलब अब मुझसे नहीं हो रहा. I tried, but I'm giving up now. To abandon an effort, किसी भी चीज को छोड़ देना, किसी भी चीज को ट्राई करना छोड़ देना, to stop trying or to abandon an effort. Giving up मतलब कि you are trying a lot to do something, but ultimately you figure out that something is not possible, something is beyond your measures, so you stop trying, you abandon the effort, that is giving up. For example, she gave up on learning the guitar after a few lessons. After a few lessons, she thought that this is something which is outside her box. So she gave up on learning the guitar. ठीक है? I hope you understand this. आपको समझ में आ रहा है? So let's see the sentence again. Let's see the sentence again. She said she would take the cat out of the bag, but gave up instead. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? She said she would let out the secret. She will reveal the secret, but ultimately she gave up. She did not do that. उसने वो secret नहीं बताया, and she gave up on the effort of revealing that. ठीक है? So this is how you learn idioms and phrasal verbs. अब बच्चों मैं आपको एक सिखाती हूँ. So one is to give up and one is to give in. Okay. Now giving up and giving in is from ये giving up and giving in. दोनों में फर्क क्या होता है? आई एम गिविंग इन, आई एम गिविंग अप. गिविंग अप का तो बच्चों मतलब आप समझते हो. गिविंग अप मीन्स दैट you have accepted that you will not do something and you have stopped trying. मतलब you have worked on something and you think that now you cannot do it, so you have abandoned the efforts, you have given up, you are giving up on something. So you have accepted that you will not do something. But giving in का मतलब क्या होता है बच्चों? कि आई एम गिविंग इन मतलब कि you have someone is trying to motivate you for something, someone is trying to make you do something, and you do not want to do that, but ultimately उसमें इतने सारे efforts डाल दिए that you are giving in. Giving in का मतलब क्या हुआ बच्चों? To surrender to pressure या to reluctantly agree to do something. किसी भी चीज को ना दिल चाहते भी अग्री कर जाना कि चल छोड़. That is giving in. For example, give up का मतलब क्या हो गया? To stop after making an effort, or to quit an effort, to stop trying. We can say that after several failed attempts, she decided to give up. Giving in would be to surrender to the pressure. He did not want to go to the party. His friend insisted him so much that he finally gave in and agreed to go. This is how you use giving in. I hope it makes sense. ठीक है बच्चों. Next. Okay. I wanted to hit the nail on the head, but it fell apart before I could start. Okay. Hitting the nail on the head. To hit the nail on the head. It means to describe exactly what is causing the problem, or to give a precise solution. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? To exactly know thing what thing is required and to give precise solution. This is the meaning of to hit the nail on the head. Falling apart मतलब कि हम बहुत कॉमनली बोलते हैं डोंट फॉल अपार्ट. फॉल अपार्ट मतलब कि टू ब्रेक डाउन फिजिकली और इमोशनली या फिजिकली टूट जाना फॉर अ प्लान या फिर फॉर अ प्लान टू फेल. हम बोलते हैं कि द प्लान इज फॉलिंग अपार्ट, मतलब इट इज ब्रेकिंग डाउन. दिस इज मीनिंग ऑफ फॉलिंग अपार्ट. ओके. सो I wanted to hit the nail on the head, but it fell apart before I could start. It means that, for example, the speaker's intention is to do something perfectly or correctly. उसको एकदम कुछ किसी इंसान को एकदम कुछ सही करना था. He wanted to hit the nail on the head, but ultimately something went wrong. Something went wrong. Therefore, he or she is saying that something went wrong before he or she even had the chance to start. So a person, the speaker, wanted to do something correct, wanted to find out a precise solution to something, but ultimately something went wrong and it did not work. This is the meaning of this sentence. ठीक है बच्चों? Okay. Hit the nail on the head, for example. When she said we need more staff, she hit the nail on the head. इसका मतलब क्या है कि she gave the precise solution. She gave the precise opinion अभी. When she said that we need more staff, it means she spoke the thing which was accurate and which was needed. Similarly, falling apart मतलब कि to the plan to expand the business fell apart when the funding was cut. Again, fell apart मतलब कि टूट गया. Something which breaks down physically या emotionally. बहुत commonly ये use किया जाता है अगर आप books वगैरह पढ़ते हो, that the author feels that everything is falling apart. Falling apart मतलब कि everything is going out of control, everything is breaking, everything is going out of uh, uh, everything is not happening according to what we wish. So this is the meaning of falling apart and hitting the nail on the head. I hope it makes sense, बच्चों. आगे बढ़ते हैं. They beat around the bush, but eventually turned down the opportunity. Okay, आपने बच्चों ये वाला idiom सुना होगा, beating around the bush. To beat around the bush मतलब कि to avoid talking about something directly or to delay. Stop beating around the bush मतलब कि this is bush and stop beating around the bush मतलब कि गोल गोल घूमना बंद करो. Come to the point. बात करो मतलब some don't delay unnecessarily. That is beating around the bush मतलब कि to avoid talking about something डायरेक्टली. किसी के मुंह पे ना बोलते बोलते ना सीधा सीधा बोलो. जब आप सामने वाले को उसके बारे में कुछ बुरा नहीं बोल पाते तो आप बहुत ज्यादा घुमा के बोलते हो. दैट इज बीटिंग अराउंड द बुश. ठीक है, तो ऐसे केसेस में फॉर एग्जांपल इफ योर फ्रेंड वांट्स टू कन्वे समथिंग टू यू बट ही और शी इज नॉट एबल टू कम अप विद द एग्जैक्ट करेक्ट वर्ड्स टू टू फ्रेम दैट, तो वो आपको घुमा फिरा के बोलता है, तो यू कैन से दैट स्टॉप बीटिंग अराउंड द बुश एंड कम टू द पॉइंट. So example would be stop beating, or it is something what I imagined. Stop beating around the bush and tell me what you really think. मतलब do not try to speak unnecessary things. Just come to the point. That is beating around the bush. Turning down is very common. He turned down my proposal, for instance. हम बहुत commonly आप जिस generation में उसमें बहुत commonly use करते हैं. He turned down the proposal. I'm scared that he would turn down my proposal. Turn down मतलब कि to reject or refuse something. The manager turned down my proposal. मतलब कि he rejected, he refused about it. Okay, he refused it. He was offered a promotion. He was offered a promotion, but he turned it down because he did not want the extra responsibility. He, so a promotion was offered to someone, but the person turned it down because he did not want extra responsibility. Turning it down, but he refused. Okay. Now let's come to the sentence. What is the meaning of the sentence? They beat around the bush, but eventually turned down the opportunity. इसका मतलब क्या हो गया कि for example, there is someone. They means people. So the people in this context, the people avoided directly discussing the matter at first, but eventually declined the opportunity. इसका मतलब क्या है? Firstly, they were beating around the bush. They wanted to refuse. They wanted to turn something down, but they did not want to say a direct no in someone's face. So they were beating around the bush, but eventually they refused. But eventually they gave a clear answer, which was a no. ठीक है? Which means they beat around the bush मतलब कि they hesitated at first, they avoided giving a clear answer, but at the end, they said no. It means this. Okay, बच्चों. I hope it makes sense. Clear हो रहा है आपको ये idioms of phrasal verbs? Again, you have 4 sentences in front of you. First of all, एक बार आप अपनी prior knowledge को use करते हुए देखिए आपको उसमें क्या सही लग रहा है क्या गलत लग रहा है. Then we'll discuss. ओके बच्चों, लेट्स सी द आंसर्स। ओके, यहाँ पे लिखा है शी वॉज गोइंग टू बर्न द मिडनाइट ऑयल बट हैंडेड इन द वर्क मच लेटर। ओके, इसका सही होगा शी वॉज गोइंग टू बर्न द मिडनाइट ऑयल बट turned in the work much later. This is the correct phrasal verb for it. Next, we tried to cut the corners, but the plan blew over. No, we tried to cut the corners, but the plan fell through. He wanted to spill over the beans, but ran down when he started explaining. No, he wanted to spill the beans, not spill over the beans. He wanted to spill the beans, but broke down when he started explaining. He told me to pull up my socks, but I had already turned on the task. Not the correct use of the phrasal verb. He told me to put up my socks, but I had already taken on the task. ठीक है, let's discuss it one by one. सबसे पहले बच्चों, she was going to burn the midnight oil but turned in the work much later. Let's see what's the meaning of the idiom burning the midnight oil. Burning the midnight oil का मतलब ये होता है not exactly to work, also to work late into the night. It means to work so hard about something, to work very hard. To burn the midnight oil मतलब कि to work hard day and night. To burn the midnight oil मतलब कि to work hard and to work hard even in late into the night मतलब कि you are working very hard for something and you are also not caring whether it is night and you are working on something. Burning the midnight oil. Okay. Example, she burned the midnight oil to finish her assignment before the deadline. ठीक है, deadline. ठीक है. She burned the midnight oil मतलब she worked very hard. She even worked during the nights to finish her assignment before the deadline. ठीक. Next is turned in. Turn in का मतलब क्या होता है? To submit or hand in something. This is specially used for work and assignments. He turned in his report just before the deadline. He turned in. Turn in मतलब कि he submitted his report before the deadline. Okay, so let's understand इस सारे सेंटेंस का मीनिंग क्या हुआ. She was going to burn the midnight oil but turned in the work much later. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ that this person is intended to stay up working late at night, but instead she ended up submitting the work much later than expected. मतलब कि she was going to, मतलब she wanted to, she had planned to work during the night to complete the work, maybe to burn the midnight oil, but but she did not do it, and she ended up turning in or submitting her work much later. I hope it makes sense. Okay. Next, we tried to cut the corners, but the plan fell through. Let's see. What is the meaning of cut the corners? Okay. But to cut the corners, मतलब कि to do something in the easiest, quickest और cheapest way possible. मतलब कि किसी चीज को जुगाड़ से करना is known as cutting corners. To do something in the easiest way or the cheapest way or the quickest way is cutting corners. Example, they cut corners on the building materials and now the structure is unstable. मतलब कि उनने वहां पे थोड़ा सा ध्यान नहीं दिया क्वालिटी पे. They cut the corners on the buildings. मतलब they wanted to do something very quickly, in a very easy manner, maybe in a very cheap manner. So now the structure is unstable. Okay. We can use Whenever you see the people around you using some of the cheapest means, some of the quickest means to complete the things, you can say that stop cutting the corners. Lucky, pay attention to the quality. Do not rush to finish. Do not rush to get the work done. ठीक है? Fall through. Falling through का मतलब हुआ कि for a plan to deal, for a plan or a deal to fail to happen. मतलब क्या हुआ? Falling through मतलब कि something which fails to happen. Our travel plans fell through because we could not book the tickets in time. Falling through, fell through means something that was not completed, something that was not done, something that failed to happen. We wanted to travel to some country, to some city, but my travel plans fell through because I was not able to book the tickets in time. I hope it is clear. Now, let's see the sentence. Let's understand the meaning, what it is trying to convey. We tried to cut the corners, but the plan fell through. It means that they attempted, these people, the we, they attempted to take shortcuts or avoid doing the things properly, but ultimately it failed. Ultimately it fell through. They wanted to do something in a cheap manner, in a in a quick manner, but ultimately it fell through. Ultimately it did not work out. Ultimately it fell apart. So, in simple terms, we can say that they tried to do something the easy way, but did not work out. Okay. He wanted to spill the beans, but broke down when he started explaining. I think that ये आप समझ सकते हो थोड़ा सा. Spilling the beans मतलब कि again क्या होता है बच्चों? To reveal a secret, spill the beans. Okay. Don't don't beat around the bush. Spill the beans. इसका मतलब घुमाना मत करो. सच बोलो. Reveal the secret. Spill the beans. I was going to tell him later, but Sarah spilled the beans about the promotion. मतलब कि she revealed the secret about the promotion. ओके ब्रेक डाउन व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ ब्रेक डाउन ब्रेक डाउन हम बोलते हैं ना भाई इमोशनल ब्रेक डाउन हो रहा है इमोशनल ब्रेक डाउन मतलब कि टू कोलैप्स इमोशनली और फिजिकली मतलब कि टू स्टॉप फंक्शनिंग द मशीन ब्रोक डाउन आई एम ब्रेकिंग डाउन आई हैड अ ब्रेक डाउन इसका मतलब कि टू कोलैप्स फिजिकली और इमोशनली मशीन के केस में द मशीन ब्रोक डाउन मतलब कि कोलैप्स फिजिकली मतलब it is unable to work now it is unable to function now rather and I had a breakdown मतलब कि I collapsed emotionally I was not able to deal with my emotions. I broke down. Okay. He broke down during the meeting when the pressure became too much. I think it is very common that we break down uh, during the time when we face pressure. हम लोग बहुत easily break down करते हैं ना, not easily, but we do sometimes. So that is the meaning of breaking down, and I'm sure that you at least knew the meaning of spill the beans and breaking down. ठीक है. He wanted to spill the beans but broke down. इसका मीनिंग क्या होगा बच्चों? इसका मतलब ये हो गया कि the person intended to reveal something. He wanted to reveal something. He wanted to reveal a secret, but he became emotional or overwhelmed. That means he broke down when trying to explain, or we can say that he was ready to share a secret, but he could not handle the entire situation. He was ready to share this secret, but he revealed a secret, but he could not handle the entire situation, and he got upset. Maybe he broke down. Okay. Last bachcho. He told me to pull up my socks, but I had already taken on the task. Okay, pulling up my socks, matlab ki, pull up the socks. It means to make an effort to improve, to make an effort. Matlab, pull up the socks, pull up your socks, matlab ki, make an effort. He was slacking off at work, so his manager told him to pull up his socks. Matlab ki, do work, be ready, be energetic, pulling up the socks. So he was slacking off at work, matlab ki he was being lethargic, or maybe he was not giving up his entire potential to the work. So his manager told him to pull up his socks, as in to make an effort or to improve or to at least work. Okay. Take on. Take on matlab ki to accept a task or responsibility, to begin with a task or responsibility. she decided to take on a new project at work. I think take on भी बहुत common और easy है. She decided to take on a new project. मतलब कि decided to accept or begin working. He, to she decided to begin the work on the she decided to begin a new project at work despite her busy schedule. Okay. She took on the task. मतलब कि she started the task. She took the responsibility of the task. Okay. Now, he told me to pull up my socks, but I had already, one second, taken on the task. तो उसका मतलब क्या हो गया? He told me to pull up the socks. मतलब some other person told me to pull up my socks. मतलब कि the other person advised me to put in more effort, but I had already started working on the task. He told me to pull up my socks. He wanted me to make more efforts, work harder on the task. But I, on the other hand, had already started working on the task. Someone is trying to tell me to try harder, to work more efficiently, but I am here already doing my job. This is the meaning of this sentence. This would be the meaning of the sentence. He told me to pull up the socks. He told me to make more effort, but I had already begun with my task. बच्चों, so these were some बहुत ही ज्यादा कम थे, I know, but these were some idioms and some phrasal verbs. कम अगर हम कंपेयर करें तो इसका जो ओशन है, वास्ट ओशन है idioms का और phrasal verbs का, उसमें तो कुछ कुछ ही थे ये. So but I wanted to show you how to learn these. मैंने आपको काफी कॉमन वाले दिखाए, कुछ ऐसे मैंने आपको idioms दिखाए बच्चों जो हमको कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स में दिखने के लिए मिलते हैं, एंड ये कॉमनली पूछे जाते हैं और बोले जाते हैं, तो हमको ये वाले आने चाहिए. तो हमने आज फ्रेजल वर्ब्स किए और इडियम्स किए. तो बच्चों सबसे बढ़िया तरीका ये होता है, आई नो देयर आर टू मेनी इडियम्स, देयर आर टू मेनी फ्रेजल वर्ब्स, डू नथिंग. आपने देखा मैंने एक सेंटेंस में, बच्चों मैंने एक फ्रेजल वर्ब और एक इडियम दोनों को कंबाइन किया था. तो मतलब मैं अलग अलग करने से अच्छा मैंने एक सेंटेंस को विजुअलाइज कर रही हूँ और मैं याद कर रही हूँ, याद रख रही हूँ. तो बच्चों दिस इज हाउ यू कैन रिमेम्बर the idioms, the phrasal verbs. तो बच्चों आज की क्लास में this was sort of grammar practice, this was sort of practice for the people जिनको already आता है, and you also learned the idioms and the phrasal verbs जिनको नहीं आता है. So आप इसी तरीके से इनको करते रहिए बच्चों, and if you have any sort of doubts you can reach out to us any day, and I hope you all the best. We'll see you next week. Till then, bye bye बच्चों, happy learning.